Hi, my name is Lindy Jung. I'm a speculative fiction writer, and welcome back to the channel. This is where I talk about writing, books, travel, and whatever else interests me at that moment. Today is actually another writing vlog. I haven't sat down to film anything in a little while, but I was doing a lot of reflecting the other day and thinking about why I just have been in this, really horrible creative rut and what I'm going to do to unstick myself from it, because I need to write something and I need to share what I've written and I need to regain that confidence and faith in myself that I've recently lost. So I figured I'd sort of explore that with myself with this vlog. I also just kind of have a ton to do, so I don't know. I'm not going to film the packing and stuff, but basically I am going to be packing for most of today and cleaning up and sort of getting my affairs in order. I'm also going to be working on my grad school applications yet again because unfortunately this recent collapse of my confidence has also extended to my personal essays for my grad school applications. Even though those aren't really anything, one of them is literally just a request for a list of different activities I've done that are relevant to my degree. Yeah, that's been a real bummer, but I wanted to sort of share this journey with you guys because I feel like it's not a very uncommon one. You know, I'm a writer, I'm a sensitive soul, as much as I hate to admit it, and it's very easy for me to get my faith shaken, or it was relatively easy for me to get my faith shaken, but I do see a light at the end of the tunnel and I do see a way out of it. So I am going to claw my way out of this deep dark pit that I've been in, and I'm going to share that journey with you guys. So that's the theme of this vlog, if you couldn't tell. I am also just going to miscellaneously be working on both the short story that I actually finished writing the first draft of in the last vlog and I haven't touched in, I want to say, about a week and a half, even though I said that I would send it out to people. I just couldn't look at it again, and I couldn't stomach the thought of sending this to people because it just doesn't feel perfect. It feels kind of cheesy and kind of overly sentimental and pretentious, and I feel like it's a bad reflection of myself and my work, even though I don't think any of those are actually true. So I'm going to revisit that in a little bit and vlog about it. I'm also going to go ahead and keep working on my draft of the young adult fantasy I've been working on intermittently. This is weird because just when I was starting to feel the short story groove again, I kind of got the urge to work on that novel again and in a new way, which is really exciting for me because I haven't, as you guys know, felt very pushed to work on that. I haven't felt that urge to sort of pursue that story in the same way that I've been pursuing past novels of mine. So hopefully now that I've gotten a taste for it, I'll be able to work on it a little bit more consistently, even though it's going to be a very inconsistent time in my life. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get started on all of that, starting with the packing, which I just won't film. So next time you see me, I'll be reading over my short story. All right, bye. Hello. All right, back again. Little late afternoon update. Packing is going relatively well. I think I'm getting close to finished. I'll have to look over my packing list a couple more times just to make sure I've got everything I need, because it's a very specific packing list because we'll be provided for in terms of basic facilities, it looks like, but it's going to be a lot of camping and staying in less than ideal conditions. So I'm trying to sort of just be prepared for anything and accommodate my own future anticipated needs. Pro tip, I have my little outfit here on the bed. You wear your bulkiest clothes on the plane. Even if it's hot, you can take them off once you're on. That's a great space-saving tip if you have limited luggage space. I don't know if anyone is planning on traveling anytime soon. I wanted to take this moment to kind of go ahead and look over my Wisteria short story for the first time in a good long while. So it's had a couple days, a week-ish, a little over. Time has been a little blurry, I don't know, but it's had some time to sit and rest and digest. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at it and see if it's as bad as I think it is and what I can sort of do. For looking over works, I usually just start to make edits as I go. It's very difficult for me to just read things through organically or read things through without doing anything, which maybe is a bad habit, but it's just, it's something to do. It's very tactile. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and just share with you guys my little comments and notes. This is a short story that I wrote with basically no intention of making money off of it ever, that I'm most likely going to throw up onto my blog when it's sort of ready for human eyes. It's a speculative sort of travel log, a fake travel anecdote, kind of inspired by set in Paris. It's about a girl who finds this magical street where the wisteria is always in bloom, and she is this 20-something-year-old who's never been kissed, and she's trying to find that. So that's basically the gist of it. That's the premise. It's very like floral, a little fruity. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at that. I'm actually not sure why the lighting is so bad. It's still like full daylight out, so sorry about the lighting. I'm almost done reading through the short story, and I remember actually vlogging previously while writing this and being like, this is kind of good, and it kind of is. Like, I mean, what is good writing? Personally, I'm enjoying reading it a lot. I keep like getting distracted while in the process of making edits and like just reading, and I think it's got a lot to like about it. There's definitely a strong sense of atmosphere. It's quite charming. I feel like the main character's like wants and needs, like her whole thing, it's very clear. I just remember, I think I wrote the ending and I was like, this is crap. So I'm about to hit the ending and we'll see if I manage to pull that off. I feel like endings are always really difficult to pull off, even though they're not the most difficult to write in the moment. They're just hard to get right, for sure. I think I just always kind of end up rewriting or purposing my endings over and over and over again for pretty much every project. So yeah, that'll definitely be interesting to take a look at, and I'll see if it's salvageable. I feel like I lose a lot of hope with endings, so if this isn't like workable, then the whole story is kind of a bust. But there is a natural endpoint. I just don't want to stretch this out for too long. And then, yeah, after that round of edits, I think I can start to consider maybe sending this to people to see what they think. Usually my order of events is I send it to my best friends, like my, old childhood friends who have read all of my writing, and they give me their thoughts, and then I edit based off that. Then I send it to real writer people, whose opinions, not that I care about, but who I want them to respect me. They haven't seen me, like, my writing since middle school. It's not the same level of comfort. So definitely there. And then in that round, I'll probably include some of my other friends who, I don't know, like, aren't writers, but I respect their opinion. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Obviously, I'm thinking a little bit too far ahead. Who knows if I'll even get that done in this vlog. But yeah, just gonna finish up reading the ending here. So I have finished reading the short story, and honestly, my final verdict is that it's a little bit corny, but I still think it's pretty solid. I enjoy it. It's definitely like I wrote to my own tastes. There is like, I just feel like I'm not very good at writing any sort of kissing or anything like that. I feel very uncomfortable with it still. But it's a focal point of the narrative, so I'll send it out to a couple people in a little bit. I think I'll probably send it out tonight because I don't see much else that I can do for it on my own, and just sort of see what notes I can get. So I'll send it out to that first group of sort of like pre-beta beta readers that I mentioned, which is my close friends who I bother all the time with my writing. They love to be my friend. For now, after I do that, I think I'm gonna go ahead and start continue packing. And this story, it comes out to 2,129 words total so far. Of course, with like edits and just copy and that sort of thing, it might get a little longer, a little shorter. I feel like it's a very reasonable length. I feel like the pacing is okay. I think I am done. Yeah, so I'm just gonna text these guys and I am going to finish packing, and then I'm going to write a little bit of my novel tonight. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, first off, I'm gonna text these fools. So I will see you guys in a little bit once I don't know, get to writing again, or if they respond really fast, I don't know. We'll see what happens first. I kind of wanted to do a separate video that just focuses on taking in the feedback for this short story and like applying it and putting it up, because the final product is going to be free and public and like not a thing, you know. It's one that I can very in detail, like get really into detail in how I tackle the feedback and all that, and even screen share and stuff. But honestly, I'm kind of sick of this one, and I don't think it is my best work anyway, so it's like I'll save that idea for another time. Essentially, I feel like I'm gonna be posting a couple of like free little short stories here and there over the next, who knows what period of time. Time isn't real. I am really glad that I came up with the idea to just kind of post this on my blog, because I feel like it's at the point where I want people to read it and I want to get feedback for it, and I want all that, like that community experience, but I do not want to try to sell this to anyone. That would be cuckoo bananas of me. It's my first ever fucking short story in, I mean, like, obviously I wrote some for English class in like middle school, but I was barely literate, so it doesn't count. I feel like this is a pretty good first start. I mean, it's not, you know, amazing, but it's all right. And with some editing, it'll get even better. So I will go ahead and send that out. Surprise. Oh my God. I look absolutely disgusting, probably because I just drove like 4-ish hours. 3, I don't know. I drove a lot. I drove from the valley up to Cambria, so that's where I am right now. Surprise. I decided to do a little getaway for my birthday weekend with some of my friends, so I'm not going to film too much of like what we're doing, because who cares, but I got here before everyone else, so I'm going to be working. And I'll show you guys the room. It is very cute, in my opinion. I got some coffee going even though it's 6 p.m. because I'm a degenerate, so yeah. Oh, it's really dark in here. Yep, there's a little forest view. It's actually super gloomy and like, oh my God, Santa. All right, there's like the forest. So this is Cambria, which is one of the home to one of the last few Monterey pine forest ecosystems in California. So you can see it's like really gorgeous, unique, very different from what I'm used to for sure. So much greener. And that's my view. I completely left my tripod at home, so I'm gonna hold it like this. And I'm not recording audio with a mic right now, so I'm sorry for any weird recording quality. But basically it's a continuation of the vlog. I got some feedback on that short story, which I will talk about in a little bit once I'm actually set down and a little bit more ready to work. But I'll be talking about my process with the short story, how I'm gonna approach edits and stuff, and moving forward with that. Alright, so I will see you guys in a little bit. Hello. I just got back from a little like walk, a little ramble through the back area, sort of foresty bits here, and it was really nice. It smells amazing. My hair feels not as horrible and frizzy as usual, which is great, but oh my God. I mean, it was just starting to hit like nighttime when I was out there. It's now fully dark, but there were so many bats. Like, dare I say too many bats. And personally, I didn't think that was something I believed in. I love animals, I love bats, I'm vaccinated against rabies, but that was too many bats for sure. And they were real bold, so they were flying super close to my head, and I considered walking down to the downtown area because there's a little path there, but I always forget one thing, and the one thing that I forgot this trip was boots or shoes that I could walk in. So I have my like super cute shiny high-heeled boots and no shoes to walk in. but that's okay. We are rolling with it. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the short story. So I had a couple of my friends read it, and so far it seems like reception is like really positive. I did give them the caveat, you know, of letting them know what my goals were for this, so they know it's not anything too serious and they don't have to judge it as harshly as they might other works of mine. I only really got to that first round I told you guys about with my close friends. I mean, this was literally yesterday, so I had a couple of them read it, and I think I'm going to now ask some other people. But before I do that, I wanted to go ahead and take another look at it and sort of reassess the parts that I feel like I could just do better on. I will generally do this with any sort of like revisions process, I guess is the best way to put it, is I will keep taking a look at the piece on my own and just sort of reframing my brain based off of how does that make sense? Instead of working directly off of the revisions feedback I've gotten, which in this case I don't actually have any critical feedback to work off of, I will take the refresher moment to look through with fresh eyes on my own and then sort of tackle it again. So that's what I'm doing now, is just reading it again. You're gonna end up reading your stuff like 100 times before it sees the light of day. It's just the way it works. So I'm going to do that right now. Like I said last time, or yesterday as I was reading through this, I don't think this is that bad at all. I think it's a pretty solid story. I think it's fun. It definitely has a place on my blog. I wouldn't just like shove it into a drawer so it never sees the light of day. I'm not ashamed of it at all. With the sort of lighter stakes here, it feels good. You know, it feels good to have finished something and to now be at that revision stage again. So I think that's definitely one of the best like benefits of writing short stuff, is you just get to these points much faster and it boosts your confidence, which is something I really needed recently. I adjusted the lighting a little bit and the camera settings, so I hope it's not as weird looking as it was earlier. I doubt the footage quality is going to be very good though. Okay, so I've basically finished looking over everything. Again, it's a short story, so it doesn't really take much out of me. I think I'm gonna work on some video editing because I'm really falling behind on that. I also put out a call on Twitter just to my mutuals to see if I could get someone to look over this. You know, who knows if that'll work, because it's nighttime and also it's Friday. I'm sure people have better things to do, but just in case someone is available, hopefully they'll respond or something. So yeah, I'm gonna work on some other stuff for now, and then this story will probably be live in the month of October, so it'll go up on my travel blog, which I have linked below. I'm just saying this preemptively. I don't know if this will actually happen, and if it doesn't, I will cut this out. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now, so I'm just waiting to see if I can get some people to look over this a little bit more.